All right, people, hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. We've come down to the semifinals in the Summer Bracket Challenge, and you know that means these matchups are going to be really, really tough. We've come down to the other semifinal. It's Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo versus Mr. Zinedine Zidane. Who wants to kick us off? The gross one. The gross one for sure.
Can I pick both and then the other bracket just go away?
Nice. Yeah. Oh man.
Did Ronaldo lose a Champions League final?
I do not know the answer to that question. We can look it up right quick.
I think he lost one with United.
Did lose one with United when Chelsea won.
Yeah.
No.
No.
They beat us in 09.
They beat us.
That's why I hate United.
Did he not play? Did Chelsea? No, never mind.
That's why I hate United. He
You're right.
missed that PK, but then John Terry slipped it. Don't want to talk about it.
Still hurts. Still
I
hurts.
don't want to talk about it.
Hey, you
At
won
all.
one. You got two of them. You'll be all right.
We should have four because the refs stole one for us, helping Barcelona get where they needed to go, protecting Messi. So now you understand where it all comes from.
So you hate them both?
I hate them both.
Yeah. So Ronaldo lost a final to Barcelona with United.
With United.
Yeah, I thought so.
Year after they beat
Chelsea.
in the penalties.
Yep.
And then I'm pretty sure they beat Atletico. Yeah, they smashed Atletico. That was that crazy one that was 1-1, and then Real scored 3 times in stoppage time and won
5 minutes. Yeah.
won 4-1.
Yeah.
Real did what Real does.
Yeah.
For me, man, this is just it's hard because Lewis actually really hits this really well with his mantra of I have goats of eras. Like I have the best of this era. For me, Zidane, Zizi, in my heart of hearts, that's my goat. There will never be another player that encompasses everything he can bring you in a game. There is not another prolific scorer that has been better than Cristiano Ronaldo for me. If you want your midfield lockdown, pick ZZ. If you want to score goals in this game, like you need the goals for the game, pick Cristiano Ronaldo because he's going to get you one in the 90th, +5, dying embers of the game, hits the Portugal free kick for the Euros in the 93rd. Like, he's got ice in his veins, man. And this is really hard for me because I love them both so much. Like, I credit ZZ for being my GOAT, but Cristiano Ronaldo is the best I personally have ever got to watch. Like, that's you can hold him with Messi if you want to. I like watching Ronaldo better because the physicality Ronaldo brings. Like, Patrick was hitting on it. Messi didn't go down first contact. Ronaldo is built for this game. He is the perfect height, perfect size, perfect vertical, perfect leg strength. Like, if you do a sports science ESPN breakdown of Cristiano Ronaldo, he's built for this. He looks like he came out of a test tube to play soccer or football. And that's what makes it so wonderful to see. Like, that's an apex predator on the field, and you know it. But Zizi had the mentality, the skill, the everything it took to control. He can control it. He's 4 defense here. He's 4 midfielders. You talk about N'Golo Kante wanting to be your entire midfield. That's Zizi. He's your entire midfield. You won't need. You could play the Liverpool game, 5 up top, 1 in the mid, the rest playing defense. Like, I don't know, man. This is hard. I would not want.
That's how I would build it. That's how I would build like a world's all time 11. It would just be like Zizou and like Iniesta, and then like 6'4".
6'4". Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho,
Pele.
Pele gets the sub in. Maradona and Pele get the sub in at the 45. Like, it's just so hard for me, man. I don't have an answer for this. I love them it's equally as much as the other because of what they've done to the game. Ronaldo's transcending. He's transcended this game in the modern era. You can't put, he's an influencer. Beyond, and he has everything to back it up, but he has influenced the world. Like Lewis just put up, like that. Like that celebration is done across sports, baseball, basketball, football. Like,
Getting old, honestly.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm over
Where do you? The fact that it came from a goal he scored on us, how do you think we feel? It's
I'm over
super old.
Do something new.
Somebody got to stop him.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I
so
don't
what's
know.
your answer, X? Is that what's the actual answer?
Sounds like he's abstaining.
Yeah, can I plead no contest here? Like,
If you want.
no, I'd pick, honestly, I'd pick ZZ. He's the first name on the team sheet for me, man. First name I'm putting down.
I understand.
There's
Who's
just
next?
no way around it. You're not finding me a better midfielder. I can find Ronaldo's equal. Here you go. I'll shoot Messi a shout out here. You can find Ronaldo's equal.
One.
Find me another ZZ.
In all of history, there's one.
Find me another ZZ. There hasn't been one.
There's never mind.
Who?
Go ahead.
Who?
You just said them.
I'll
Ronnie?
go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go. So, I love X's arguments because I think Zizou is that guy. But it's similar to the argument I made about Messi, right? So, but the Ronaldo did it like 2 or 3 times. And when I'm saying that, I mean, so he watched all these guys play, and Cristiano had to work for his. So there's that first level where Zidane, he's gifted. It's who he is. He's still like a monster in shape because it's just who he is, right? But then when you look at it, you say, okay, well, what can I separate them from? Because I mean, you're not going to use goals because that's not a comparison because they don't play sort of the same thing. So you don't use that. And I say, well, if it's a final, now we said Champions League final, but I wanted to use final in general. I understand how it can be hateful and hurtful. Basically what was said to Zidane in a World Cup final. I understand. But see, that is enough for me to say, and that's the finest of margins, where if you can be rattled like that in a game like that you can only get to every 4 years, whereas Ronaldo gets hated on all of the time. I mean, I'm sure he's heard worse things talked about him all over the place. And this guy takes that, and it's like again, I said Star Wars. Did I say I said something about Star Wars? I did Waterboy. Now I'm going to use Dragon Ball Z. He is like a Super Saiyan that when he fights, it makes him stronger. He likes to fight. Like he literally just keeps fighting and he finds a new level. Matter of fact, I might use the Super Saiyan for him because so he played in Portugal, and then Sir Alex Ferguson saw it and said, hey, I'm gonna make this guy good. He came there and he literally had to like balance himself amongst stars, and he still won a Ballon d'Or amongst stars
As a midfielder, mind you. He's at United as a midfielder.
Right, and so you look at that. He completed football there, right? And then he said, you know what? I want to go to a bigger place. And then he went there and he completely completed football there. And then Zidane came there and he mentored him. And Ronaldo was like, yeah, I'm going to go above that. So he was the grasshopper who learned from the guy who was the manager. And he said, thank you, manager. I'm going to carry the team. And then when he won there, he went to Portugal, who long had nothing without him. And he was dragging them into Euros and World Cups. And we can think about like that one summer where him and Zlatan was just scoring for fun to try to get into the World Cup or the Euros. Then this guy got hurt in the semifinal of whatever cup it was. It was one of the European cups.
It's the Euro Cup.
He said,
yeah,
it was
the
probably
Euros.
the Euros, and he stood on the sideline and said, you know what, I'm hurt. I'm going to be in a uniform, but I'm going to coach. So he said, I'm going to stay here. There's nothing like this man said, I'm going to work because the team success, yes, I want to be the focus, but the team success is always first. I'm never going to do anything to make the team not be successful. And if you're asking me who's going to win the Champions League final, even though it's one error and I understand and we're all emotional, you can't headbutt somebody in the World Cup final. And that's enough for me. Because I think that does it. Because I promise you, you could call Ronaldo's mom everything under the sun in the World Cup final. He's going to score 10 goals against you instead. He's not going to get thrown out of the game. And again, I'm not faulting him because I understand, like I get that, because that's a cultural thing, so I can accept that. But there are things that you can cross the line. I'm sure Cristiano has heard them. And he's played through them. And then this guy at, what is he, 38, I think? Is that right?
36.
38.
Right now, Ronaldo is like 39.
No, he's
I don't-
38.
Okay, so he's 38 years old.
cow.
He went to
He'll be
Saudi
39 in
Arabia.
February.
He went to Saudi Arabia before anyone went there. And then now he's leading the exodus there. And again, it's not retirement league. He got players in their prime going there. And he just won the Champions League there. Literally scored the game winner.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me about who's going to win the Champions League, you name the continent, he went to the Champions League on it.
Scored 2 goals to win that final.
He did. Because they were losing. They
were down man.
They were
and
down
goal.
1-0. The guy mimicked his celebration, and he said, I got you. And
Got you. Don't. He's the M. Yeah, that's like the
Talking
MJ
about poking
stuff.
a bear.
Right, that's the MJ
Poking a
stuff.
bear.
Right,
But
that's the MJ Kobe.
actually
It's like,
supports my Zidane point.
Yeah.
You made fun of me. You insulted me. I'm gonna score a bunch of goals on you. That's my answer. I'm gonna win.
I like it.
There you go.
I can respect that.
But but again, Zidane, yeah, like I agree with you, X. He's one of one. He's one of one. Now, the funny thing is, I'm gonna disagree with your point where you say who can replace Ronaldo, because I don't think Messi can replace Ronaldo. Because if you swap teams where you put Ronaldo on Messi's team and Messi in the other team, I think Ronaldo is even better than what he is.
You do have to build it different. You really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I could put Ronaldo. I think I could drop Ronaldo in almost any squad, and the production will still be
I don't
there.
think I can do with Messi
Don't think I can do that with Messi, right?
unless it's the MLS.
Well, that's it's farmers. My horse could be a better goalie than what I've seen.
But then I was looking at Ronaldo went to Serie A and won. He won in Portugal. He won in the Premier League. He won in Spain, and then he won in Saudi. He's gone to 5 different leagues and said, you know what? What's your best prize? I'm gonna go get that. And then he won in Europe. Now, yes, Messi has a World Cup, but I mean, I'm gonna throw it in there. They had to make up a couple of cups so he could get one before, because Ronaldo had won the Continental Cup before Messi did.
Yeah.
But Portugal's never going. It doesn't matter. He could have been. Portugal's not winning a World Cup anytime soon. Anytime soon.
He should have been Brazilian. He would have won.
He should have just went 60 miles to the left and went to Spain. It'd be over.
Or that.
It'd be over.
Or that.
What do you think of Patrick?
Oh, Ronaldo as a Brazilian? That'd be stupid.
You know, at first I thought this was going to be easy. I really did. And there are probably people who think it should be. So I just wanted to look up some stats. So CR7 has 140 Champions League goals. It's the most of any player in Champions League tournament history. Zinedine Zidane has the one thing, though, that Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't have: World Cup. Now, I get what Lewis is saying about, you know, the anger of the moment and all that. Honestly, I don't hold it against him. I actually think that, you know what, he knew he was on his way out one way or the other. So why not leave a lasting impression? Because he said he was retiring from international football.
That was his last game he ever played.
He came out of retirement to play that tournament. For France.
Last game he ever played.
So his last game, he headbutted somebody.
Went out with a bang.
I mean, it's memorable. We still talk about it, right? You know, if he scored a goal, that would have been great. Been fantastic.
He did score in that
He did
game.
score the goal.
Panenka.
Yeah,
The
he
Panenka
Oh,
penalty
that's right.
on.
was
Yeah,
all over the news in that
Yep.
game. So.
So I mean, dude's legit.
Ice in the World Cup final. Just
against one of the best goalies ever.
It's probably the best goalie ever of all time.
Chips him
Just
off
chips
the bar. Didn't just chip him. Kissed
Frankie
the bar.
Lampard style off
Frankie
the bar.
Lampard.
Oh,
It's one of the dirtiest goals.
but you know,
Got
God.
I think that there is something to be said about players in certain eras. You know, I think that the era that Zidane played in was a lot more physical, and to still be able to boss the midfield like he has or did is incredible. Again, I always when his name comes up, first thing comes to mind, 2002.
Six. Brazil.
Oh,
versus-
six.
Brazil versus
Six.
France.
Yeah, Brazil, France. I mean, I seriously, the other day I went back and watched.
Or 98 Brazil versus France. That works.
He scored 2 in that.
That works.
He scored 2 in a 3-0 win in the World Cup final. You know, I give Ronaldo a lot of credit for what he did to get Portugal to a Euro final. I do. Is Portugal on the same level as France? No, it's not. Never will be. But
beat in that tournament though.
do what?
That's who they beat in that final though.
Yeah. But my thing is I think that I was actually looking at one thing. He was named best. This is about Zidane. In 2004, Zidane was named best European soccer player of the past 50 years by the UEFA Golden Jubilee poll and was included in the FIFA 100. Pele's list of the 125 greatest living players, and he's in that select group of winning FIFA World Player of the Year multiple times. He won it 3 times. Ronaldo won it 5 times. Ronaldo's done it in different leagues. Zidane, you know, he played for Real, of course. He played for Bordeaux. He played for Juventus. Ronaldo kind of went the same way. I mean, he played for United. And, you know, I think about with Alex Ferguson being able to harness his ability. But I did find something interesting. It took Ronaldo 26 matches to score his first Champions League goal. That's insane to me when you think about it. Personally, though, I gotta go with Zidane. He to me is, like I said earlier, there's aliens. I think they're both aliens, honestly. But what he did against the type of players that he's played against, and the type of physical nature that he had to face,
He played.
I don't think we'll see it ever again.
Yeah.
Huh?
I say he played, like, you're right. He played back in the era of like bang ball. Like those defenders did not get called when they laid you out.
Yeah.
Shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder.
I mean, I don't think we'll see another Ronaldo by any means, but I think that while people are going to try to emulate Ronaldo, because of course he's Ronaldo. I think Zidane is the type of player that has a legacy that is going to be talked about even when the next GOAT comes around, or, you know, whoever it might be. You know, we've got Mbappe now in France. You know, Thierry Henry. When I think of France, though, I think of Zidane. I mean, the dude's just incredible. It's no slight on Ronaldo, but I'm going with Zidane, and I think that if I need 2 goals, Zidane would get it in a Champions League final, just like Ronaldo. But I think he also is going to control the ball more than Ronaldo would.
I think it's interesting that you said that because I was going to make the same point, but use it in the opposite manner. Um, I think for me, while this is an incredibly tough decision and the margins are very, very small, as Lewis hinted, uh, I think the fact that Zidane's going to control the game. Like you're not going to get the ball from him. He's going to dictate the play. He's going to dictate the pace. He's going to, whatever he wants the game to be like, that's what the game's going to be like. And there isn't anything anyone in all of history can do about that. And so, yeah, I mean, Zidane is an absolute, he's
a monster.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're talking about him in maybe the greatest ever, even though in our life, in our even more recently, we've seen some just absolute ridiculousness, And I think that the small difference for me, though, is that, first of all, I kind of would say, yes, Zidane is going to show up in the final for sure. But it's a different kind of fear when you know that CR7's lining up against you. Okay, yeah, when Zidane is okay, we got Zidane at the weekend. Okay, let's keep him in front of us. Let's try to be compact. Let's try to not let him get the ball in behind us or whatever. There's strategies we're thinking about, and no, they may not work because it's Zidane, and he's going to have the pass, the vision, the wherewithal to unlock those kinds of things. But when it's Ronaldo, it's like, okay,
What are you
is
gonna
he going
do?
to score? Is he going to score from over there, or is he going to score from over there? Is he going
Or
to
is
do
he
a
going to jump
bicycle?
18 feet
18
in the
feet
air
in
and
the
score a
air,
header?
exactly.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a free kick? Is is he going to do a crazy bicycle kick? Is
Right.
he going to muscle three guys and then dink one over the goalkeeper? Or is he going to beat one guy and then rip one from 20 yards out? Is he going to bend the bar because he's hit the ball so hard? I just think that Zidane will control the match. Ronaldo has an absolute explosive dynamism that is just
It's unmatched.
just unmatched.
It is
Exactly.
unmatched.
Even Messi, it's just power.
Right.
Straight up. For me, I loved watching Zidane. I love the fact that it's like the ball is literally attached to his foot. But
It was a
like,
part of him. Like
but
that
for
was
me,
an extension
yeah,
of him.
for me, even the ball is scared of Ronaldo. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want none. You just like when you've got Cristiano lining up against you in this game, it's like, oh God. How's he gonna score today? Please go run on the other side. I'm not trying to mark you. As a defender, it's like, look, he's just you want to talk stats, he's got them. You want to talk scoring in this manner, he's got you. The only thing Zidane has that Ronaldo doesn't is that he could dribble circles around you. But Ronaldo doesn't have to dribble circles around you because he's
He'll just
already
run by
passed
you.
you.
Yeah.
At his peak, at his prime, you're not catching him.
Yeah.
Yo,
Especially not with the ball, especially not on the ball.
No.
Yes, Messi is going to slalom in and out of you and he's going to do circles around guys, but Ronaldo's just going to run past everybody and smash it past the goalkeeper. So for me, again, small margins. And yes, I've talked about throughout this whole bracket about controlling the game. But when it comes to the X factor, there isn't one like Ronaldo. And so for me, it's just by a hair. It's Cristiano.
Honestly, Jake, I think, like I said, I didn't even want to make a choice on this.
Yeah.
These two players to me are, but that does seal it a little bit for me because that point about he's going to score on you from, like I said, he's an apex. I think he's the apex striker. Like I said it whenever I was doing my comparison. the fact that he's got all of that in we've talked about poachers, we talked about great goal scorers, great goal scorers, we've talked about, marksman, hitman, whatever you want to call it, like whatever name we have for it in the box, Ronaldo can do that. He can be a poacher, he can be a flyer, he can be a marksman, he can be yeah, dude, a maestro. He could think of all the traits that you have to put on players, and he's got all that in the bag, so you don't know how to defend him. Like if you cut him low, he's gonna jump over you 18 feet in the air and put a header in you, or he's gonna bike one from outside the 18. Oh, God,
There's
dude.
there's
But goals
also
win games. I will give you this. Goals win games. And he's gonna go and he's going to score.
He's gonna score.
He's gonna
Well,
score.
Gonna
there's a
score.
versatility to him too, because he started as a midfielder, and then he moved
Yeah.
to winger, and that now he's a central striker. So he literally can play anywhere on the field. And I know you all made the comparison that you can just play five up front, let Zidane control the whole midfield, and that's great. But it's not a knock on him because that's powerful. But if I'm a midfielder and I don't have nobody to pass the ball to, this guy, you give him the ball, he play anywhere up front, and he can play in the midfield. Now, I would put it like this: I think if you made him play the 8, he could do it if he wanted to.
Oh yeah.
I think he could do it if he wanted to, because he wanted to be that guy. Now, and I just think this is where my difference is. And I like all Patrick's points, but I think it was Ronaldo had to work for his skill set, and Zidane and Messi were blessed with them. And I think that's the difference that's where the difference and the headbutt, I agree. It is super memorable. That's what I remember. Which is kind of unfair to him too, because you can remember it one of two ways. But the thing about it is that because Ronaldo had to work for he would never do that.
Yep.
Because he had to put it in the work.
Yep.
He wouldn't take that for granted. That's why this guy is still flexing his abs at 38 years old, because he said, hey, I'm working today still. This guy probably, if we're being honest, wants to play until he's like 50.
So he wants to play. He wants to beat Buffon. He wants to beat the
World Cup. He's gonna be at the next World Cup.
2026.
Yeah, he will. He'll be there. He'll be there. And here's the funny part.
Can't
And
wait
I
for
think
tickets to
you
come
said
out.
it, X, where you said it doesn't matter who Portugal puts up there. All I know is if Portugal can figure out a team to put together, and they just can stick Ronaldo, the shell of him, who still was probably be better than 50% of the field out there, and just give him a run every now and then during a World Cup run, and they can win one, then what are people going to do then when he has a World Cup?
If Ronaldo wins the World Cup, there's no question.
What are they gonna do?
There is no question.
What they
There
need to
would be
do is
no
let him
argument
implement
for
a
anyone
team
else.
around him
Say what?
and let him do what he's best at.
They tried. Their best bet was when they had Nani, Pepe.
Of course.
That was it. That was their best run.
And they weren't good. They
No.
weren't good.
No,
And they were not
No.
good at all.
no,
No.
they weren't.
Well, I'll say this, and this is probably going to open a can of worms, but it's for me, the whole Ronaldo thing is sort of like Mbappe. People are like, well, Erling Haaland is the best player in the world, and then there are other people who are saying that Mbappe is the best player in the world. And the way I answer it is, I think Mbappe is, because he can create his own opportunities. Erling Haaland needs some form of service to him. And Ronaldo,
Right.
Mbappe is a smaller Ronaldo, but doesn't jump as high, doesn't work as hard as Ronaldo. I'm not going to change my answer because I love Zidane, and he's probably going to lose anyways, because if this gets viral, we'll have like 1 million Ronaldo votes as a result.
You know how much hate we'd get for picking?
It's on
Zidane?
Instagram. It's on Instagram. Who has the most Instagram followers ever?
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this goes viral, this will be an absolute blowout. But, y'all brings up some really good points. He's going to score from everywhere. He's going to jump 18 feet in the air and score on a header. He's going to run by you. He's got the skill to dribble around you if he can't run by you, which is very rare, and he's got longevity. So I get why anybody would vote for Ronaldo. I just have a special place in my heart for Zidane for sure.
Same.
Yeah.
I like your Holland Mbappe thing, but it actually further solidifies that I would dare to say that Holland is closer to Ronaldo than Mbappe, and Mbappe is closer to Zidane, because I think because our judgment, which I agree with you, Mbappe is a better overall player than Holland, but Holland shows that he's willing to put the work in.
Oh yeah,
And
most
because
definitely.
he shows he's willing to put the work in, that's very Ronaldo-like, because that means Holland will be able to do other things, because he's what, 22? I think
Yeah.
he's 22, right? Because I think Mbappe is what, 23, am I right? Or are they the same age?
23 or 24.
He's
Why not?
young
They're the
20s,
same,
yeah.
right? And so the thing about it is that if you watch that, if I'm the betting man and I say, okay, Mbappe will just take what he has and go forward with that, and he'll be considered an all-time great, or do I want Holland, who's going to work his butt off to become better? I'd take Holland, even though he doesn't create his own shot. He will eventually learn how to do it,
Yeah.
because that's where the work comes from, because that means studying the game. I would put it like this, because I think Zidane is a winner, which is why when he was at Real Madrid, they won. They didn't win the league, which is quite strange, but Champions League, no joke, right?
Yeah, don't even think you're going to get one off of them in the Champions League.
Right.
With the
But
manager.
here's my thing. I think, and I just, the first I thought of it, if Cristiano Ronaldo made the decision to become a manager, I think he'd be an amazing manager. I think he'd be an amazing manager.
If he could not divide his locker room based on his own.
It wouldn't,
Who loves me?
it wouldn't be about him though. No, I don't think that would happen. I don't think that
You
would
don't
happen.
think it would
Because
happen?
he wants to
Wouldn't be
win.
about- it wouldn't be about him, and the same point that Lewis has made about Zidane would come into play. Just the utmost respect.
I have respect for you, so
Every-
I will die for you out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The aura.
It's not even about I'll die for you, I'll run through a brick wall. It's like this guy knows his stuff.
Well, it's what you all say, especially X, you say about Jose. You know what you're getting from him. And I think because think about who Ronaldo, he played under Jose, Alex Ferguson, he played under
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti. Didn't he play under
Pretty much everyone but Pep.
when
Pretty much
Juve?
everyone but Pep.
Who did he play
Allegri?
under at Juve? Didn't he play under Allegri?
Allegri, I thought.
Right? He
Pellegrini.
played under Allegri. Look at the manager. He would be an
Water.
amazing manager. An amazing manager. He may do it. I don't know, but I'm just saying this.
Fair enough.
And I
Well,
know this is not a debate, but I just.
This is it's a merry-go-round.
But I like Patrick's answer. I like your answer. You stick to it. I agree with you.
I think we could wax lyrical about both of them for hours and hours, as X said, go round and round on the merry-go-round. But we're going to call it a night right there on the bracket challenge. Whether Ronaldo or Zizou will meet Messi or Ronaldinho in the final is up to you out there in the Cup Chasers family. So go ahead and get the likes up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on. The bracket will be on Instagram, as will the polls. So go ahead and make sure you're voting out there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being with us. Have a good night.